What is going on? Justin here from Big Adventures and Bonafide Fishing, and today I will be installing the Sidekick wheel system. The great thing about this wheel system is that it is compatible across multiple models, so if your kayak features the black anodized aluminum gear track in the stern tank well of your kayak, then this video is for you. Right now, the list of compatible kayaks are as follows. You have the P127, the RVR 119, the SKF 117, and the PWR 129, and any future kayaks that include that reinforced black anodized aluminum gear track in the stern tank well. To complete this install, all you'll need is a set of Allen keys, a brushless drill, or a screwdriver. Couple of things that I'm just going to go ahead and take out of the box. I've got two of these Bonafide branded anodized aluminum brackets. Now these are going to be mounted to the tracks themselves. And then over here I've got three parts kind of working together. I've got the support bar that's going to go on the inside connecting these two brackets right here. And these red anodized aluminum pieces are going to mount on the bar itself. And let's just go ahead and take these back to the stern and place these in the tank well. Now I've got this Dakota Lithium 100 amp hour battery back here just to show you that you still have room to do both. One is not going to get in the way of the other. One thing to point out back here, I've already got this bungee kind of loosened up. So there's two ways that you can do this. You can either place it up underneath the bungee, keeping it tight up against this battery, or you can go ahead and loosen this up, slide it forward just like that, and mount it like so. But for this install, I'm just going to go ahead and slide that bungee forward, get it up out of the way. That way we have a nice clean working space. The next thing that you'll need from your box is the hardware kit. I went ahead and pulled this out. Let's go ahead and install those brackets on the gear track. For each side, you'll need two of these 1/4-20s, and they do come with Loctite on there, so you've got a little strip of that. So grab two of those. And then you'll also need two of these washers and two of the 1/4-20 slider slugs. Let's start off by installing the right-hand side. So take your two 1/4-20s, and you'll notice right in the center of this gear track, there's a little access point for your slider slug, and that's just going to slide in just like that, and it's going to rest on the inside. So there's another track system in which that's going to grab onto. So just slide both of those on there like that. Before doing this, there is a threaded insert on one of the sides. So you have one right here, one right here. Make sure that is on the outside of the kayak. If you do it the other way around, that's wrong. You'll have to redo it. So line up the two center holes on those slider slugs just like that. Grab your two 1/4-20s, your washers, and then you can go ahead and tighten these down just a little bit. Let's not tighten them all the way quite yet. Just make sure they're seated, because we will have to adjust this here in a minute. Slide these in, take your bracket, place it on top, make sure that that threaded insert is facing outward, just like that. Washers, line those slugs up. Now that we have all of this hardware in place, not tightened down quite yet, let's install our safety pins, and you'll see why here in a second. Now let's install our pin to our steel leash. Now in some cases, these might already come pre-installed, but if not, this is super easy to do. I'm just gonna kind of pry this open with a screwdriver, and then the loop side of the cable is gonna go in just like this and pull through, and then same for the other side. Just like that. Loop end is going to come through. Release that, and then twist through. This was an important step earlier on, but remember when I said make sure you have that threaded insert on the outside. So Take the opposite end of your steel cable, your insert right here, and then the lock washer. I'm just going to thread this through the other end of that cable, and we're going to install it on that outside threaded insert. One more time, close up. I've got that lock washer, then insert, opposite end of the cable. That screw is going to go just like that. Then take your screwdriver and install it just like so. And the reason why we did that is so we can properly fit the inside support beam. So now out of your box, make sure you take whatever side you're working on. So I'm working on the right-hand side. This is the right leg. Yes, they are two different pieces. Don't get them confused, but they're easy to identify. So the reason why that I know this is the correct side, there's two holes right on top, and one of those holes, so the outermost hole is going to line up with our safety pin. And notice how this bar is kind of angled back towards the stern. This is correct. So if you had them flip-flopped, it would do the opposite, and this bar would be facing towards the bow. So if I take this bar out, you can see that last hole on there. This is going to line up directly with this hole, and that's where our safety pin is going. So I just want to release some of that pressure on the bar, and then I can go ahead and throw our safety pin down in there, just like that. Now the goal right here is to get our wheels as close to the seat as possible. That's going to leverage the max amount of weight. That's why I've got this Dakota Lithium 100 amp hour in here, just to kind of show you that it still is possible. So I'm going to slide this bracket as far forward as I can without touching that battery. The main reason why I went ahead and installed the leg is for this next part. This is going to help us out immensely. So I'm just going to slide out this piece right here and show you. So it does have two threaded inserts on it. Make sure those are facing each other on the inside of the kayak. Again, if you have it facing the opposite direction, that's going to be wrong and it just will not work. I'm just going to push this all the way in until it stops, just like that. And that's where we need to lock it down. And in order to lock this piece down, you have 4 more pieces of hardware in your bag. All right, and then take your Allen keys that we have now lost. Where did my Allen keys go? Here we go. Take your Allen key. I've got a, what is this? 3/16. All this is a screw with an Allen key head. We're going to use that Allen key to tighten it down, but just using my fingers, I can just go ahead and kind of get it installed, just like that, and then come back and tighten it down just a little bit. Don't hammer down on this thing. It doesn't require a whole lot of pressure. Grabbing our leg here, again, we're going to install that safety pin. I've got that same safety pin, our screw, and lock washer. Take that other leg, again for this side, it's going to be angled a little bit slightly towards the stern. Throw our safety pin in here, making sure we're taking a little bit of that pressure off of the leg so we can get it lined up perfectly. And it should just slide down just like that. Again, this little red piece is going to go all the way in until it hits that leg. So as soon as you hear that, all right, and then you can take another one of your inserts with the Allen key head. Get it started just like that. Tighten it down with the Allen key. Just like so. So I've got both sides dialed in perfectly, and this next part is where I see people go, now how the heck do I get this bar to go in between these two brackets? Well, all you have to do is remove one of the legs and it will slide all the way through. This leg's coming off. Come back through with our support bar. line up each side, and this is the reason why I kept these brackets loose, is so I can get that lined up perfectly, just like this. Now that our bar's in, I can go ahead and get this leg back on. Just like that. On this kayak specifically, I've got the bar up against the battery as far forward as I want it. I don't want it any further than this. But there should be no overhang on either side. Notice how this bracket does not go over the edge like that. So this is all gonna kind of tighten up together and be flush with the kayak itself. So all this is tight, all right? I'm gonna hold some pressure down on this just a little bit. Let's go ahead and lock this bad boy in. This side looks to be pretty even as well. Again, there's no overhang on each side. Everything is compressed nice and tightly together. The only thing that we have left to do, we still have not tightened down our bar quite yet. And there's about, I'd say, an inch of play on either side. Notice how that bar is kind of rocking back and forth. And this part right here is not gonna matter one way or the other, but I've got what I believe is the center line right here. So I've got that bar directly centered. Now I can install the rest of our inserts. One goes right here, and then one goes on the other side. Again, remember that you've got that Allen key on top to tighten it down. Everything now is locked in. There should be no more play left in your Sidekick from left to right. Now the only thing that we have left to do is install the wheels. For this part, I'm just going to kick both of these legs back into the stowed position. The kit that I have here is the sand tire kit, so they should slide on just the same. That's just gonna go over just like that. And then the very last step, you've got two safety pins that secure your tires to the arms itself. That's just gonna go down this center hole right here and fasten just like that. Same thing over here. Before I go, just want to share with you a little pro tip on how to properly stow and deploy your wheels. Notice how the weight of the bar and the wheel is putting a little bit of pressure on the safety pin. So before deploying your wheels, just kind of pull back that pressure, all right, just like so, and that pin should fall right out, just like that. Relieve some of that pressure, pin comes out. Slight angle towards the stern. There you have it. Same thing when you're bringing the wheels up, taking off a little bit of that pressure by pulling back. Pin goes up, slides out. Pin goes in, and you're ready to kayak. And that was the complete install of the Sidekick wheel system. You can find all three of our kits on bonafidefishing.com. The no float, the standard, and the sand tire kit are all linked below. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the water.